Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Tier 5 Soviet light tank, the T-50. Now this is kind of a little bit like the T-50-2's younger little brother. It's a pretty memey little light tank. I've been enjoying it a hell of a lot, to be honest. It's part of my 3-mark grind for it on Dirt Diggler. The gun handling's 0.4 accuracy, which isn't the best, but it's a light tank. The pen, now you'll see the full APCR loadout. The pen on this tank is diabolically bad. It's 90 pen for the standard and only 130 on the APCR. And that just means that you can't really pen what with the 90 pen AP rounds. Oh, add to that the AP rounds velocity is pretty terrible. The APCR rounds velocity isn't that much better, but with 130 pen, sure. The AP rounds are... you just can't pen anything. With 90 pen, you just struggle against so many tanks, even of your own tier. Take a Bogger tier, for example. I mean, obviously, that's a heavily armoured tier 5. Even the turret weak spot, you can't pen, because it's 100 mil of armour. You bounce off Churchill 1 sides, like 82s, you can't pen in the rear. It's... honestly, the pen on the AP is terrible. So the APCR is... I'd say fairly necessary, just to make the tank at least usable. So like in this matchup we're in here on steps, the matchmaking is atrocious. It's some of the worst we can get. You know, there's only like 1 or 2 tier 5s, there's a lot of tier 6s and then a lot of tier 7s too. So with the AP, it would have been useless. It does carry a lot of rounds, like 150 rounds is a hell of a lot. And as you can see with this rate of fire as well, you do start to plough through them very quickly. Like it's a 2.02 rate of fire. This is like a pretty decent crew. I think it's a 5-skill crew. This is food, so you've got brothers in arms. You know, it doesn't fit a rammer. It can't fit a rammer, so you've got vents as well. So this is the best reload you're going to get. And as you see, even with 130 pen, I'm trying to angle for a decent shot at the side of this Oni, and I just can't get it. I'm quite confident in this bush of firing because I'm sat in the bush, so that's giving me camo, and he's outside my detection range, and there's no one else really that can be seeing me because this heavy tank that is in my circle is behind the rock to me. I've got a big rock in between us, so he can't see me either. So I can quite happily keep popping pot shots at these guys. So like I say, this gun isn't the best over range, but we managed to still find a shot into the VK, but that limited... again, at this range, even the APCR, we're dropping down with the pen a hell of a lot. I'm not exactly sure what the pen drop would be down to. You're probably thinking more 120, 110, something around in between that region. Between 110 and 120, so over range, yeah, it's not great. But the thing that this thing has is like the T-50-2, is that rate of fire. I've just been able to just batter down people. So like this Tiger 1, we are now going to rush him and just put the DPM to work. Our guys have got the E0 tanks sorted, and we're just going for this guy now. He's ours. We want him. We're just pumping shot after shot into him. And we make a bit of a mistake. I thought he was going to try and turn his turret the other way, and he doesn't. He just keeps turning. So we take a hit in return, but that's not a mistake we're going to make again. He's done it once to us. We know he's just going to stick with trying to turn his turret the same way, so we're just going to keep going around. And even off the side of a Tiger, I know I was going past it, but we bounced. Like, that's just the way this pen is like. And we pop a shot, that RT got hit on the move, but then we got shut down by the T-29. So that was a nice game and very bad matchmaking for the T-50. 2.5k damage for a tank that does 70 damage on average is always very nice to have. It's an ace tanker, high caliber, Confederate, and consider we've got a high caliber in a tier 7 game where we're bottom tier. You know, we are very badly bottom tier. solid game. And like I say, this tank is it's just enjoyable. The problem with it is, of course, loading full premium like this with food adds up. It adds up. So like that last game, 75,000 loss. I've had games where there's a lot of shots that are fired that I don't pen, and I fire at least half of these rounds, at least more than that, and I've lost 100,000. So it's an expansive tank to run. But for the fun of it, it's a hell of a lot of fun. So right now we're on Liberty Fallen, and we're doing a risky play. Now, this is something I do if I'm on a light tank and I'm on Liberty Fallen, because it's probably my only chance of getting spotting damage. And that's just YOLOing down into the middle of the map. Because if you... the thing is, you can't just YOLO, like, hit the 5 line and then just run straight down it. You've got to bob, duck, dive and weave. Okay, the 5 lessons of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive and dodge. You've got to do that. So you've got to, like, sort of work your way down. And the way I always do it is go from right to left on the map. So I go from the 9 line and cut across to 3 and then cut up this side bit like I have here. Because you can spot people coming down the side of the 9 line like that. And you can get up behind under the guns of the people on the 2 line that are more likely to shoot you. So right now I thought I'd take a risk and go for this T-50, and here we're suffering from bad pen. We bounced on the side of that thing. But we finish him off. We get lucky that their arty hit the dead guy. And now we're just going to go to this KV-1. And we're going to make sure that he can't hit me by just yellowing past his gun. We set him on fire. And we finish him off. I was pretty confident that I wasn't going to take a hit then. I just hoped to God that he didn't shoot and I could kill him and time the reload right. Now there's this M4. He's YOLOing off into the distance, so I'm thinking, you know what, let's do it. He's got the dirt gun, which can be painful. But luckily he missed, and we will probably kill him way before he reloads. Look at him trying to get the gun round, it's not worked. And we're up to 1200 spotting and 1100 damage already. First shot goes perfectly under that Panzer IV. Best RNG going. And we shut him down. So we're up to 4 kills now. 1391 assisted. 1300 damage. And everything else is on the opposite side of the map. Except for artillery. Who we are going to go hunt, because that's the light tank's job. If you don't go hunting the artillery, you're doing it wrong. So as you can see, we've had a pretty decent game for saying how it's only been 3 minutes of the game, but that's how I generally like to approach Liberty Fallen or Liberty Falls. Because if you're in a heavy or a medium, your best bet is to go to the 1-2 line. The 9-0 is not a very good line really to push. It doesn't work out all that often, and when you do go down it, you tend to push into a gun line. So it's not often worth it, in my opinion anyway. So, like I say, with a light tank, and you might look at this map and go, it's small, where the hell do I go? Cut down to the 3 line, you'll spot people that are camping on the H line ridges, you'll get good assistance for it, and more than likely you've got enough cover when you go down the 4-3 line in the dip to stay safe, pretty much, from enemy fire. And like I say, you can get assistance. If people sit and fire like ours did, it's pretty good. And right here you are seeing a bit of the derpness of the gun. We missed one that we shouldn't have missed, but then that last one we had there shouldn't have hit. It just did. And we ended up finishing the game with 6 kills, Top Gun. So we got a victory, 6 kills, 1670 assisted, damage, 1391 assisted. High caliber, ace tanker, Top Gun, scout medal because we got all the spots, 10 spots in total, which is pretty good. And generally another nice game in the T-50. And it's not going to be long before I 3-mark this, because it's not that it's a tier 5 light tank, so it's not the hardest 3-mark in the game. And it's just so much fun to play that I keep playing it. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.